videos. Thanks for joining us again. So I was thinking, it came this morning. I was thinking about Harry Styles, which is weird.
My wife is going to be so excited when she watches this video.
Well, he's sort of like the number one sort of like sexual fervor, like pop star of today.
Oh yeah,
like where women go to the concerts and like you can't hear the concert because the girls are just screaming.
Yeah,
and there's a few guys sprinkled in the audience there screaming too, but mostly like 90% women losing their minds.
Yeah,
and then so I was sort of thinking that's weird, and I started jumping back to like the Beatles, like that same thing happened, you know, different obviously. It's nothing like the Beatles. I mean, I'm not saying he's like the Beatles, the fervor, and then you know, hair metal had that same sort of like not scream but like outward pouring of sexuality.
Yeah.
Of women losing their minds and dressing just like the boys they saw on stage. And now it's the same too, because Harry's kind of dressing like the women he sees in the audience. So it's like the upside down Stranger Things of the 80s hair metal to Harry Styles.
It's like when he and Shania Twain were like matching on stage. I don't know if you saw that.
No, but she's amazing. I got to sit down in a bar and have a drink next to her at one point. I'm not saying I had a drink with her, but it was next to her. And I did speak with her in the Bahamas at one point.
Apparently she's very nice.
She's amazingly nice, and she's gorgeous and a lady.
My wife assured me that it was very exciting and scandalous when she rubbed down Harry's chest while they were singing or something.
She's like, this is like my son. That's
what I said as well.
She's a lady.
I'm just telling you. She's telling you what's out there on the old TikToks and interwebs.
She's wonderful. But like, and I know this is a dangerous topic, but like, I cannot think of one female artist in the history that like caused men to react the same way.
Nope.
Or men reacting at any concerts in the same way. And
well,
I couldn't figure out why. I'm still, and we don't have an answer necessarily. We're going to try to get to one.
Shania was quite the thing when she was huge, right in her heyday. But yeah,
obviously men went to like losing their mind.
But men they don't
throwing their underwear on stage.
You would never show up like at a concert and do that. Like it's just not the same.
Or wait at the airport.
Or that's what we were saying that earlier.
Tina Turner and like that.
To be like, oh my God, they're landing today. Let's Avril Lavigne's landing. Let's go.
Madonna's going to be there, or like,
but men obviously
Celine Dion,
right? I mean, people went crazy for Madonna. In fact, like the whole Wayne's World thing, right? Like how much they love Madonna. But yeah, still not the same.
That's also theater.
What do you mean?
Wayne's World's not real. I know. We'll talk about that later. I'll break this down to you. Okay.
God.
Now we do lose our minds collectively and insanely, and I'm not a huge guy into this, but when I do, I lose it a little bit too. Sports, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Isn't it funny? Like we lose ourselves entirely. You see like grown men out of shape painting themselves in Green Bay fan area, and like in the winter, like supporting the Packers.
That's true.
It's insane. You see people crying when Messi misses his final shot, his penalty kick, and skies it above the goal, and you're like, oh, like this poor kid, all of his hopes and fears are based on this one kick. Messi's done it before. Messi can do it again, and he fails.
Well, I mean, that's I'll go down this YouTube rabbit hole sometimes. There's still grown men who argue with younger grown men about the GOAT for basketball. Like if you go to any of the Michael Jordan.
Not Michael Jordan. No, it's this guy. He's
LeBron
got more points. LeBron's had more. I mean, Michael Jordan still gets it. Maybe it's because I'm old.
We all know it's Michael Jordan. No, that's true.
Yeah, that's not even a real argument.
It's not a real argument.
It's not. And see, I'm
no disrespect to LeBron, whatever, blah, blah.
He's amazing.
But Michael Jordan he's a different universe.
He created that whole world.
Yes.
I mean, I don't care how many Space Jams come out. He's the first. That's all that matters.
Just rewatched that with my kids the other day, by the way.
It's amazing still.
Well, I don't know if it's amazing. But it was very entertaining.
I mean, a lot of these movies, like even when you go back and watch the Mighty Ducks, you're like, wow, this movie's it's all right. And that's a really inappropriate joke there. I think that's
especially the sequels,
extremely racist.
Right.
But you're like, whoa, it's funny. It's still good. I didn't watch the sequels. I've only seen the original with Emilio.
They do those little trick shot things.
Yeah,
no, that's great.
No, it's a strange. I was trying to figure out what is this that it's a weird outward swooning that women do for these men, and they're throwing themselves at them. I don't know why. Is it because of the roles that we've created in our societies, or is it because of a sexual repression?
Do you think it translates into like? I think most men would think if they were attracted to a woman that if they are too outward with it. Like you have to be kind of like tough and you know, reserved. So maybe it translates on a huge scale to how we react to rock stars or pop stars or.
I mean that is our like because a male's attractiveness. Like we don't know what we're talking about here, by the way. Just to like to the
as people who've never been attracted
to the female. No, but to the female, like part of it is like how like you know you and I can pull down like an attractive girl is because like we play guitar and we act somewhat cool when we're around girls because that's what you're supposed to do.
Right. You're not supposed to lose your stuff. You're supposed to, you know.
And that's the thing. And like you talk to most women, like young to old, like, would you like to be with this bad boy or this completely safe good boy? That's like he's never touched a woman, or this guy's a player maybe. Like who you probably gonna be interested in? And as the age is younger, it's obviously all this one, and then it changes through life sometimes. But I still have to stay cool to keep my wife interested. That's why I'm not cool, but I have to like try to act like I'm cool.
That's true.
Just to trick her. Then she walks back and she sees me with my headset on playing like Hell Let Loose. Like, no, squad, drop some supplies here. And then we'll go around and flank here. Oh God, the artillery's coming in. Oh, medic.
I'm dead.
She just hears me talking to the other, but then I let her hear the communications the other day and she was like, oh, it's actually really nice. It's not like Call of Duty and Halo where it's just a bunch of kids. Be like, oh, I'm doing inappropriate things to your mama. It's like,
screw you, old man.
No, we're all coordinating. It's really fun.
I mean, that is cool.
So if you play this video game, I'm Devil Fluff 1, and you see me out there, that's me from Casino Guitars playing.
This is the only one you've described to me lately that I've been sort of intrigued by.
We'll go upstairs in the inner sanctum offices and we'll play it at some point. Because I put my son on it the other day for a minute.
Did he just get wrecked? He
did get wrecked, but he killed somebody. And he was like so psyched because it's so hard to kill somebody. I was like, William, lay down on that field right there and just keep firing. And like you're going to hit this guy. And he's like, did I get him? Like, you got him. You don't know because it doesn't tell you when you get him.
So you just see the little...
You hopefully, and it's far, you might not, you never know. Like I did like a round the other day where I had 4 kills and I died 4 times. And this is like a 30-minute game. And that's hugely great. Like to me, like I was like, good. I didn't die a lot. I didn't get killed a lot. I did my job as the squad. I was laying down suppressing fire so my guys could move up. And my job's not to kill, it's to hold the guys down. That sounds terrible. If you just heard that one clip. Anyway, back to music.
I love it.
Because that's my therapy breakdown, though, a little bit, that it is like the roles that we've been established as men, like we have to sort of present this like non-caring, sort of like bigger than, so we can't like, I don't know though, maybe we just, that's just the way the pop music world is set up too.
I mean, it kind of is, right? I mean, it sort of from the get-go. It's sort of...
Dude, I saw the cutest video of Justin Bieber meeting his now wife back when they were like kids. Because like, and she's a Baldwin. And like her father, obviously could get like, it's not Alec, it's like the other Baldwin that's not as much trouble in the law right now. There's multiple Baldwins, but he's a really nice Baldwin. It's a dynasty. It's like our Kennedys of today. Just let it be. But he was like, he's introducing her to like Justin's like, oh, we just saw your concert, we love it. He's like, oh, thanks, man. Then you see them see each other again years later, and then you see them getting married years later. They sort of met like over a decade ago. And I think it's amazing. I love it.
That is kind of neat.
I hope that marriage lasts forever. But people are going crazy for Bieber too. Bieber fever.
Well, I mean, he was another one that girls lost their minds over.
And he still kills it.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake, NSYNC, all that stuff. People lose their minds, and I just don't understand why.
It is a bit of a strange enigma to me. The other thing that like I will watch sometimes shows from like the early 70s, late 60s, and it'll be like stuff that I want to watch, like a live Jimi Hendrix thing or Roy Buchanan or something. And you see people in the audience, and they're obviously engaged, but they're sitting there like this, or they're sitting there. They're
almost like
you see the guys, concert. And they're really thinking about it. They're like, and everyone in that they're not all musicians, right? So they're not thinking about it that way, but they're engaged in a different way. That may be changed when we hit like Elvis and the Beatles in that pop world where people are there's this
I guess
energy.
that maybe that's it, because like Elvis sort of sexualized it to like the white mass audiences. With like the hip, they wouldn't show him from below the hips on the TV after they saw his first one where he like freaked people out. And all the churches protested and wanted to have him taken off the radio, wanted rock and roll radio gone. Little do they know what was coming down the road decades later. You thought Elvis was nasty. Oh Lord.
Elvis is about as tame as you can be.
He's like
now.
he's like banana pudding. Ew. He likes bananas. That's why I said that.
He's no Miley Cyrus, I'll tell you that.
Oh, she's a sweetheart too. I took kids to see her. She was actually really fun. She's a great concert, talented young female artist. But nobody was losing their mind. It's weird that I'm taking my kids to go see My Chemical Romance. A couple of them maybe this weekend on Friday night. I have tickets for that.
Yeah.
Bought them months ago. Really expensive tickets. But you know, their band's sort of based off of like, you know, teenagers like hurting themselves and trying to be aware of like that and like helping spread this. But you know, Derek, we were talking to this one wonderful young, huge MCR fan. I think she just graduated high school.
Okay.
It's adorable seeing them dressed like people used to dress, the red and the black stripe things with like the funny backpack and like the funny dyed hair. It's the same thing from 15 years ago. But they weren't.
It's really kind of always the same thing, right?
It is. It's cute.
It just cycles through.
And and I was like, man, I want to take my kids because this might be the last tour. She's like, no, they're gonna be doing it more. And I'm like, well, Derek's like, yeah, because it's a cash cow. And she's like, no, it's because they're doing it for the love of the fans. I'm like,
could be both.
It's
possible for it to be both.
But no, it's just funny. But the fact that she is passionate about this band, that she was not even sentient when they were around in their heyday, and like dresses the costume, you know, wears the outfit, the assigned uniform that sort of group does, and I can't wait to go. I think we're bringing up Jordan from Myrtle Beach is coming too.
Oh, very cool.
It's awesome. I was like, Jordan, wear all black with some crazy red colors to it. Have fun. Jordan's amazing. Hadwin White Toyota. If you haven't been there, she works there, so you can find her. A big MCR fan and Bush fan at Hadwin White Toyota in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. No, it's weird how like these certain acts create this dynamic of fervor, albeit sexual, or this collective group that MCR did.
Okay, well, here's a good question. You were talking about Miley Cyrus, made me think of this. Can you think of a female artist where younger females react the same way that they would to a Bieber or
Taylor Swift?
Yeah,
Taylor Swift.
Right.
I think she that expands it even further. She created a thing that girls wanted to be her.
Oh God, yeah.
You know,
but they would, you know, you see them at concerts or at the airport or whatever, and you know, just losing their minds,
like crying, breaking down, like.
Right. And
still, Taylor still has this power in her 30s now. Like, you know, like these teenage girls will see her and like just lose their minds, or like even 30-year-olds that grew up with her.
I was gonna say, it doesn't have to be teenage girls. It could be,
you know, it's but then that's almost like an idolization type of thing of future becoming, and like we saw the boom in guitar business because of Taylor Swift for female guitar players.
Right.
Like she was a huge. Ed Sheeran was a catalyst for young people getting into guitar as well, much more than any of these shredders that we think of.
Oh, absolutely.
John Mayer as well, a huge catalyst for people
just wanting to play guitar.
And John Mayer keeps fueling that with like wanting to play good guitars and better amps and chasing tone and clean tone being a thing you can chase.
Yeah.
You know, it's but you don't see those people losing their mind as much. John Mayer fans had that for a bit when he was young.
Well, I feel like people, you know, they lose their mind differently. They're not there screaming, but God, if you ever argued with the John Mayer fan, even when you're not, you know, shit talking John Mayer, when you're like, oh yeah, no, he's great, but blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, no, blah, blah, blah. John Mayer is this and blah, blah, blah. And John Mayer and
this is the way.
here's God and here's John Mayer. I mean,
John Mayer is great. Wallet watch.
That's right. But yeah, I don't know.
No, it's a different thing. Let us know like what you think. I didn't say click like, subscribe,
click the old bell.
Oh, thank you for saying those magical words. And I am curious. Like we like to sort of see what is psychology, because we're not psychologists, therapists, barely finished high school.
I know that's shocking to you guys. What? We've been watching all this time, and these guys, yeah, no.
They're doctors.
Oh my God.
We have been in the Wall Street Journal somehow, but we're not therapists. That's it. Go home. Let us know why people lose their minds at these concerts. I'm curious. I'm leaving.
Goodbye.